Subas Daf Beis Amud Aleph. The Mishnah. The Mishnah teaches us that a husband of a newlywed woman should schedule their wedding on Wednesday. The reason: in ancient times, Jewish courts convened regularly Mondays and Thursdays. By scheduling the wedding on Wednesday, the groom could appeal to the court the morning after concerning any doubts about the bride's virginity before his anger subsided. This is vital. If she committed adultery, she is prohibited to him. Although for this reason, Sunday would be an option as well, the Rabbanan wanted the groom to prepare a lavish wedding feast for 3 days. He could not prepare on Shabbos. However, when the court stopped convening on those days, a wedding could be scheduled any day of the week, so long as the groom can prepare for 3 days. For a widow or a non-virgin, the wedding was scheduled for Thursday. The reason: the groom's excitement is not the same marrying a non-virgin. The Chachamim were concerned he would return to work soon after the wedding. Therefore, they established Thursday, knowing he would not return Friday the morning after, and of course, not on Shabbos, spending with her at least 3 days before returning to work. Shmuel explains a consequence of the takana: a virgin must marry on Wednesday. Although the Mishnah on Daf Yomi states, if a wedding was delayed for more than the maximum time allowed between the Erusin and Nisuin, the groom has to begin supporting his bride. Our Mishnah teaches that this is true only if the delay was his fault. But if it was due to the takana to marry on Wednesday, he does not have to support her. If the delay was due to illness or the bride got her period, he also does not have to support her. Some Rishonim deduce from this that chuppah nida is prohibited because it involves yichud, being secluded in a room together. Others hold yichud is not necessary for nisuin, therefore a chuppah nida is permitted. Despite this, the groom is not penalized if he postpones the wedding because he cannot consummate. The Gemara suggests another approach, distinguishing between the nature of the onus. Perhaps the groom is exempt postponing for a takonas chachamim, but may be obligated to support her for his or her illness, or if she gets her period unexpectedly because she can claim nistapcha sadeyu. It is your field that flooded, meaning it is your mazel. The Gemara concludes, either according to Rabbi Choy, who infers from the language of the Mishnah lo nisa, which means they were not married, as opposed to nisu, the husbands did not marry, indicating he does support her for any delay, even hers. Rav Ashi understands the term lo nisa as lav dafka. All extenuating circumstances exempt him from supporting her, except if he postponed the wedding deliberately. This is the halacha. Rava distinguishes between marriage and divorce. He holds ein onus begin. For example, a husband gave a divorce document to his wife to be effective in the event he did not fulfill a certain condition. Even if he did not fulfill it due to circumstances beyond his control, such as illness or death, it is still a get. Though the corresponding Mishnayos brought by the Gemara mention only the onus misa, the husband dying, the Gemara interprets it as, number one, any onus, even illness, can prevent a get from taking effect. Although the Brisa states the reason he did not return is death, the law would be the same if he did not return because of illness. It mentions misa to indicate ein get lachar misa. Get cannot take effect after the death of the husband. Number two, another reason the Mishnah mentions death as opposed to any onus is to exclude the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, who hold like Rabbi Yossi, they hold that the get does not have to state me'achshav from now to indicate its retroactive intent. The date indicates its retroactive intent, even if given on condition of some future event. This, the Mishnah disagrees. Without me'achshav, the get can be effective or ineffective only at the end of 12 months. The Gemara concludes that even if he inserted me'achshav, it still may only be effective if he dies, because his intent was for her not to fall to yibum, but if he got ill, he may not have wanted the get to be effective. The Gemara attempts to prove Rabbi's opinion from a statement of Shmuel, but rejects it. If the husband returned to the far side of the river near the city where he lives, but not to the actual place, the get is effective, even though it was the river crossing that prevented him from arriving home. This proves an onus does not prevent the get from taking effect. The Gemara rejects this proof because it is a common constraint the husband should have taken into consideration. The Gemara answers that Rava decided ein onus begin based on a svar de nafshe. His concern being for both pious and immodest women. The pious will remain agunos, assuming their husbands did not return due to extenuating circumstances, despite the fact that halachically she can remarry. The immodest will assume the opposite, that he did not return of his own volition when in fact it was due to circumstances beyond his control.